And here comes the Western All-Stars. They will be greeted by 32,000 basketball fans who must think they have died and gone to heaven this afternoon in Seattle. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Welcome to the 37th annual NBA All-Star Game. You know, you sit around and try to think of how to set up something like this, and then you just look at those jerseys: Bird, Jordan, Magic, Isaiah, Kareem, and that about says it for you, doesn't it? So let's get right to work.
And now, introducing your host for In All Airness, Adam Ryan.
Welcome to episode 70. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome Rolando Blackman to the show. A huge thanks to friend of the show, Nigel Miguel, episode 68 of the podcast, for helping us connect. Nigel, I can't thank you enough. Our conversation is wide-ranging and covers Rolando's entire career to date. We discuss a multitude of topics, including the incredible finish to the 1987 NBA All-Star Game. You'll quickly realise Rolando's passion for life as our chat progresses. Now, onto the show. My guest today, as a young boy, moved from Panama to New York. He became a legend at Kansas State University and played 13 NBA seasons. 4 times he was named an All-Star. He's been ingrained with the sport of basketball since his early years in Brooklyn. Rolando Blackman, thanks for joining me.
Oh boy, Adam, glad to be here with you.
Okay, here is the scenario. You're a little kid with a talent in basketball. You become a star in college, then you're a star in the NBA, and suddenly the phone rings. Out of 276 players, you're an all-star. What's it like? Watch and listen.
Chill that goes through you, get goosebumps all over, and then you try to calm it down a little bit and say, hey, you got a game to play.
The 37th annual NBA All-Star Game is straight ahead. Pull up a chair, sit back, and enjoy. You could be in for the longest highlight film you've ever seen.
Appearing in his 3rd All-Star game, he's one of the best shooting guards in the NBA today. From the Dallas Mavericks, 6'6", Rolando Blackman.
The officials who are working today's 37th annual All-Star Game, Hugh Hollins and Jess Kersey. Lee Jones is the alternate. The West is in white, the East is in red. Moses Malone and Hakeem Olajuwon jump it up. Into the ball game, we have 2 guards. Rolando Blackman from the Dallas Mavericks and Maurice Cheeks of the Philadelphia 76ers. More than 2 minutes gone by in the second period. Mark Aguirre to Blackman.
Rolando Blackman.
Yeah, Aguirre is a good passer, but that time I think Barkley had a little bit to do with knocking it to Blackman.
You know, Larry Bird said yesterday this game is more physical than a regular season game because they let you get away with more. Blackman will go to the line. He's fouled. Michael Jordan, who was watching, now will come in and participate. The foul was on Bird, his second, and Blackman on the line. We talked about the reasons why the Dallas Mavericks are having a tremendous year. There's one of them.
I'll tell you,
Michael Jordan
that man, Rolando Blackman, has been probably a premier basketball brain and a big player. He shoots over people, but nobody uses picks better to free himself to get his shot off than Rolando Blackman.
This game traditionally has been a high-scoring affair. The last time the winner had fewer than 120 points was 12 years ago. Blackman with 6 points.
Boy, did he come off that pick. Robert Parish didn't know he was there.
Bird. Short. Magic. Finds Blackman. 2 more. And the West has tied the game at 47.
From Magic.
He's trying to dish the ball off and create opportunities for other people. That's the creator role that he's assumed in these All-Star games.
Jordan has a shot blocked by Rolando Blackman.
You watch the defense by Blackman now as Jordan does get to the middle, but Blackman right on his shooting hand.
Coming off the pick, one of the things you said Blackman does so well, but Julius stays with him. Good first move to the hoop. Blackman gets the basket and draws the foul.
For a guard, Blackman has exceptional size and a very, very quick first step. So he blends a lot of physical skills, and that basketball brain side makes it all a big plus.
Blackman is the first player to go into double figures. He has 10 points, and all of them coming here in the second period. 11 for Blackman. 5:05 remain in the first half. The West leading 52-51. 54-53 West. Blackman is fouled by Moses Malone with 4:09 to go. Dominique Wilkins will come into the ball game for the East, starting his first game. He's third in scoring. He led the league last year. And going out is Robert Parish.
Dominique Wilkins has assumed a new role for the Atlanta Hawks. Not only their prime scorer, but they're trying to make him a creator too, to find the open man when he's double and triple teamed, and he's responded to that challenge pretty effectively this year.
So the 5 players who started the game for the East are in there right now, and for the West, Magic Johnson and James Worthy and Akeem Olajuwon, and Blackman and English off the bench. 56-53, West in front.
That's been the most influential to me has been a guy by the name of Ted Gustis.
Whenever you taught him something, he would always be attentive. He always listened. And I think that was the one thing that stood out about him.
He was the one who first honed my skills and taught me how to go back door, how to dribble with the left hand, and taught me not only that, but also the importance of learning how to do that and being a complete player.
The guy who helped me one day when I went to the park one day, my mentor by the name of Ted Gustis.
Right.
And Ted Gustis was special because he pulled me from behind that fence one day as I was looking around. He just came and asked me if I wanted to play, and he brought me around to the park where he had his little special program of 8 baskets. And on the 8th basket were kids like me who couldn't play, who were throwing it over the rim, throwing it over the place. But I tell you, though, with the teaching that came every day, I immersed myself in that whole situation. He was there as a teacher. He was there feeding the hunger of me wanting to get better, and as well as other kids wanting to get better. And he was there just feeding, and we were there just playing. You know, by the time I grew up from when I was 10 years old all the way throughout the time, it was a special time that by the time I was 16, 17 years old, I was playing at the #1 basket, one of the best players in the city. So it was a crazy rise, but it was something that I was ravenous about.
My dreams of becoming a professional basketball player had stopped at a point, and I began to see my dreams through him.
Rolando was 13 when he and Ted Gustis met and started working on Rolando's game on the courts in Brooklyn, New York. Blackman was born in Panama and has scored 13 points in the game, all in the second period. I think before I said that he was born in Brooklyn, but he emigrated to Brooklyn, and in any event has, along with Derek Harper, has given the Mavericks a great 1-2 punch in the backcourt. Big second half for the East, and they've taken the game away from the West. There's still enough time, but the West has to go to work. Blackman, wide open, hits the shot. He has 15 points, Rolando Blackman.
And he's the guy that I would be looking for to heat up, because Blackman has had a great history in these All-Star games.
The West trailing by 9. Blackman off a pick. Just the way you said it.
Magic knows, get the ball to Blackman. We'll get something going on the outside. He's hot.
Magic. Blackman. And almost had a chance for a 3-point play, but the ball didn't roll that way, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, Olajuwon get that rebound and got it into Magic's hands. I'll tell you, Magic to me is going to try and make something happen, either by himself. If he's got the shot, he's going to be looking for it, or get it going on the break.
And Michael Jordan will be the next man to re-enter the ball game, and so will Dominique Wilkins. And here they come. Going out, Jeff Malone and Kevin McHale.
For the East. Replacing Jeff Malone.
4:42 remaining in the fourth period.
Well, let me tell you, there's some interesting stuff going on right now. They're trying to keep Dominique will probably try and stay with Worthy. But Larry Bird is going to have to beef up against Tom Chambers. So the rebound advantage may have turned in the favor of the West.
They try to double up on Moses Malone. And Akeem gets another big rebound. And now the West trying to cut it to 5. Rolando Blackman does just that. And it's 134, 129, under 3 minutes to go.
But Magic's going to run it down their throat, try to create something.
Blackman, if it goes, it'll count, and he'll go to the line. And Robert Parish has come in the ball game for the East All-Stars. So Parish and McHale, 2 Celtics are in there now. And Blackman will shoot. The foul is on Michael Jordan.
The key right now is to try and slow up the West's fast break. That's why Casey Jones brought Parish in. Give Moses a little break and see if Parish can do that defensive rebounding.
The West has struggled from the free throw line today. Otherwise, this game would even be closer than it is. They have missed 8 free throws. 134-130.
I tell you, that particular ball game, right in the middle of a tough road trip for the Celtics with their bench in question. And right now, this ball game, I would say that you got to think about Olajuwon in the low post, but you also got to think of Rolando Blackman popping off some picks should the defense sag in.
33 seconds remain in regulation time, and there are 19 seconds on the 24-second clock.
Well, both Chambers and Blackman good outside shooters.
And Julius playing all over Chambers. Blackman watched closely by Miguel. They got enough time on the clock. Blackman puts it up, and he's hit on the arm by Miguel.
Well, they did a great thing. They set up a pick situation so that Miguel had to end up with Blackman going one-on-one.
What was Magic doing with Rolando Blackman over there?
He's trying to get him away from the officials so that a technical foul wasn't called.
He's 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Rolando Blackman, who has scored 22 points and an 88% free throw shooter during the regular year. That'll tie the game, and there are 24 seconds remaining. So the East could have the final possession, and Casey Jones calls a timeout, and this game is up for grabs.
The All-Star game has become such a thing for the players. Coming down the stretch in the fourth quarter, we have seen more of these games that I've done anyway that have been so close, and it couldn't be any closer than this one.
Blackman with a chance to give the West the lead, and the East is out of timeouts. They used their last timeout.
And I don't think they wanted to call that timeout before Blackman took the second free throw. I think somebody made a mistake there.
He misses. The score's tied, and now the East, with no timeouts, can use the rest of this clock to try to work their way for the winning points. It's 138 all. Thomas. 10 seconds. Isaiah blocked by Akeem. Miguel, fall away. It's good. The basket counts. Moses Malone. And 3 seconds remain. And Moses Malone has given the East the lead, 140-138.
Amongst all your on-court achievements, your passion for the game and more widely, as evidenced by our chat today, life in general, was perhaps best demonstrated during the 1987 NBA All-Star Game at Seattle's Kingdom.
Well, you say a lot of teams have plays for this, and of course they only had one workout, so how much more difficult does it become?
Well, they all have some kind of semblance of the same play, picking somebody to the ball to get them loose and another guy sliding to it. But it's all execution at this stage, and you're very right. Here you can diagram it, but maybe it won't work. They line 4 players up, and then we're going to have one of those guys come strong to the ball and another one maybe take off to the basket.
You got this feed here for the shot. You got Buck for the drive. If James is open, he goes and catches and goes to it. Outlet, you got to come to it.
Pat Riley goes into the whole thing and then makes the play up and then puts the play in a situation where I can come and get the basketball and finish the game for us because I've been known as an end-of-the-game clutch player during my years of playing.
And then have people post up in open areas. Magic will probably try and penetrate and hit an open man or take the shot himself if he's open.
For the East.
Walter Davis will inbound. 3 seconds to go. The East leads by 2.
They're taking Moses on the inbound man.
I get the basketball, Larry Bird's in front of me, I just put a crossover on him and go to the bucket.
A foul is called.
I do my customary wipe of my forehead.
And Rolando Blackman is going to go to the free throw line with no time remaining and a chance to send this game into overtime.
So this is every little boy's dream. No time on the clock. Have to hit 2 free throws to send it into overtime.
And look at the foul he took.
He's fouled by Thomas.
I go to the bucket hard as heck, and here comes the whole contingent whacking me all over the place.
9 of 11 from the line is Blackman. He needs to make both.
First free throw is boom, hits the front rim, back of the backboard, and drops in. Dr. J is talking trash. Dr. J is over there doing the whole limp hand thing, like, you got your limp hand. I stepped off the line into my mind and said, damn, even Dr. J is talking trash. Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson are to my back right side. Isaiah is talking trash like crazy. So I get back on the line going, I got the range now. So I got the range. In my mind, I'm saying, confidence, baby, confidence, 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 baby, confidence, confidence, baby. The referee gives me the ball. Look up at the basket. And I just yell out, confidence, baby, confidence! A bunch of all-stars, including Kareem, everybody giving me fives. It was one of the greatest thrills ever in my life. It was done in front of my peers, and I was able to come through for myself, my team, my family, all the people who had taught me how to play the game. I was successful for all of us. Confidence, baby, confidence!
We are going to overtime in this 37th annual NBA All-Star Game.
Here's the man that did it, Rolando Blackman, under all kinds of pressure. You can see his face as the ball gets released. He's talking to it, he's talking to it, he's talking to it. And look what was happening before he took the shot. Magic is saying, hey, Isaiah, stay away from my man. I don't want you talking to him. Don't try and psych him. Get out of the picture. Stay away. And there it is.
A little hijinks in a fun game in which these players are having fun. And we have a 5-minute overtime session. The last overtime was in Denver in 1984 when the East won 154 to 145. They came on strong in the overtime session. 5 minutes. We're all tied at 140. It'll be Elijah Wan and Moses Malone jumping. Hakeem has 5 personal fouls. Worthy controls for the West. Finds Blackman.
Boy, and he was standing there for about a 5 count before Worthy found him.
146, 144 the West. Off the screen, Blackman.
Oh, Pat Riley's enjoying it, right?
29 points. He wants the win. 10 seconds. 5. And they foul in desperation with 5 seconds to go. And the man who sent it to overtime can wrap it up. This one, the West.
I'll tell you, I love to watch Magic play in an all-star game. You know, he may never win an MVP award, Magic Johnson, but he creates all the great things that happen for his teammates in this game.
Final seconds. Pat Riley will have his second all-star victory in overtime. Final score, the West 154, the East 149. What a game, Tommy.
I'll tell you, the excitement in this game coming down the stretch in that fourth quarter couldn't have been better. And I think both coaches did an excellent job of keeping each team within bounds of reaching each other while they were making all those substitutions.
Tom Chambers of the host Seattle Sonics scored 34 points. Moses Malone had 27 points and 18 rebounds. The West has won the All-Star game here in Seattle in dramatic fashion.
The greatest basketball player in the world for today is Tom Chambers. And here's Commissioner David Stern with a presentation.
Simply congratulations to you and to the city of Seattle. It was a great game. Congratulations on being the MVP.
Tom, you can pick up the trophy if you want. It's yours. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams? I guess he didn't.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that this would happen in your home city?
I never ever thought it would happen. This is something that you dream about and dreams are made of, and I can't believe it happened to me. I'm just so grateful today. It's super. I appreciate this opportunity, and I'm glad Rolando hit those free throws.
Well deserved. Congratulations. Let's go back to Dick.
Thank you very much, Pat. The highest scoring game in All-Star history. The hometown man made good for Tom Heinsohn and Pat O'Brien. Dick Stockton saying so long from the NBA All-Star Game.
Show notes for this episode, including links to numerous topics covered, are at inallairness.com/70.